but I'm with He's Beset, pretty confident, race 2.
Stride for stride, Georgie Get Mad's fighting. He's Beset the outside, having another dig, and will get up on the line. He's Beset from Georgie Get Mad.
I still think this is a very progressive horse and is over the odds at $13. I'm having it on top.
Furious up to Triceti, inside the 100. Furious, a neck in front of Triceti, and it's Furious. Furious, 2 good, 3/4 Triceti, 3 lengths Mac 2.
Everyone, and welcome back to another preview. It's Andrew Ramsden Day on Saturday at Flemington. The feature, of course, being the Andrew Ramsden win, and you're in the great race, the Melbourne Cup. So looking forward to the card. Another profit last week, which was good. I found it a bit tough this week, but we'll see how we go. Race 2 is a benchmark 84 over the 1800 metres. Race 1's the 2-year-old race, and you'll have to wait for my tips on Twitter and YouTube community on race morning because I haven't done my full ratings yet. Merzan, $3.10 favourite ahead of Move for Lex at $6.50. Then we've got Euphoric at $7. Sir Kingsford coming over from Adelaide is at $7 as well. And the only other horse in single figures is Cadmus. This has ended up being my best of the day, Move for Lex. I was with this horse last week and it disappointed, but it was on pretty wet testing ground and I don't think it necessarily likes it. 2 starts ago, this horse won at this track on a good track condition and won it well off a little bit of a break. I'm just curious as to why a trainer like Patrick Payne would back this horse up off the week back up after a disappointing run. That just shows a little bit of X factor to me. Draws gate 1, will settle in a non-speed position, should get a cozy run, and on the week back up could prove too strong. In for second, Merzan will take a lot of benefit from that first up run behind Cadmus and gets the lane train on. In for third, Pervade, the toppy for Chris Waller. This horse is probably the best horse in the race and can put its best foot forward, charging down the long Flemington straight. And then in for fourth, Claim the Crown. Drawn out a tad wide again, but was good wide without cover last start and can improve here. But I like Move for Lex in race 2. Ended up being my best of the day on a tough card. Race 3 is the Fillies and Mares benchmark 78 over the 1200 metres. Neonce is the $2.90 favourite ahead of Wok and Jaja at $4.50 and then $9.50 for both Prairie Flower and Fearless Writer. This was a run 2 starts ago from Neonce at Sandown where it won very impressively, settling outside the leader and proving too good, beating a good horse by 5 1/4 lengths by the name of Brazen Lady. So this horse brings the best form into this race in my opinion. Has had a run since this at Flemington where it started $1.45 favourite, blew the start and was never in the race. It had to catch up, do some early work and just didn't finish off. I think if it jumps on terms this time, which I'm pretty sure it will because it doesn't usually miss the start, it just leapt up in the air last start. If it jumps well, it's drawn the right part of the straight, drawn gate 11. Geordie Child sticks with this horse and should just be too good for them, considering it started $1.40 last start. $2.90 might be a spoil. Who knows? It might just bolt in, but we'll see how we go. Neonce on top. Pucatiro in there for second. This horse had no luck second up last start behind Talbragar at Mornington. It's a sharp improvement. More Mum is in there for third. Has 1-3 on the trot and gets in with the 53.5 kilos here. It had to go in the top 4. And Awapuni Princess, very good return winner first up. Will be fit as second up and will be running well. But I like Neonce in race 3. Race 4 is the 3-year-old handicap over the 1400 metres. Modown is the favourite for Damien Lane at $4 ahead of Flying Fizz, who's at $6.50 for Maddie Williams down there at Warrnambool. The Shaper, the last start winner at Caulfield, $7.50, and then a couple of country horses in there for 4th and 5th favourites. A Book of Days at $8, Gallant Prince at $9. We're going to take a look at the last start run of Flying Fizz. This was during the Warrnambool Carnival, I'm pretty sure on the Tuesday, where it's had to get back from the gate over 1200 metres, settled last, came down what was probably the better ground, but the pattern seemed to be towards the inside and on-speed horses, and ran an absolute blinder of a race. Now second up 200 metres in distance to the 1400 metres. Drawn gate 3 for a good run just in behind the speed. I reckon this horse is good enough to win and I've got it on top. The only reason I'm not having units on it is that I backed a horse that had a similar setup last week, Our Red Morning. Got back from the gate to last, charged home first up, then went second up to 1400, drew a good gate to settle on speed, and just didn't perform at all last week, Our Red Morning. Might have experienced second up syndrome. Flying Fizz could as well, which is the only reason I'm not having units on it, but if it's not like our Red Morning, it probably will be winning because I think it's a really good horse, Flying Fizz. So I've got it on top ahead of Riverina Power, who I think can run really well for Tom Davenning right down the bottom. This is a very underrated horse and will be running better than its price suggests. Rip Roar in there for third. It was a good run last start behind the Shaper and can push forward from gate 10. And then in for fourth, I've got a Book of Days. Good last start, maiden winner at Cranbourne and should be running well from the gate. But I like Flying Fizz. Just ahead of Riverina Power in race 4. Race 5 is a benchmark 70 over the 1100 metres. The favourite is Lose Some Win More, coming over from Adelaide at $4.80. Then we've got $6 for both Sisterhood, White Bear. That rounds out the top 3 favourites in the race. This was a last start jump out of Sisterhood at Cranbourne. Now this horse is 3 from 6 in its career. It was a very progressive horse, winning 2 on the trot last campaign in some pretty decent races. This was a decent trial, coming off their backs and almost reaching the front late. I think it's in front past the post as well. Draws gate 6, so will be tucked up in behind them for Damien Lane. I heard Kieran Mars say, I think it was on SEN, that this was his best of the weekend. I had tipped it prior to him saying that, so that just fills me with more confidence. And I've got it on top in a pretty wide open race. Lord Domino in for second. I like this roughie, but just didn't have any units on it. Draws the right part of the straight, gate 16. Harry Coffey first up. Had some decent form last campaign. It'll be running well. In for third, White Bear. This horse has been oh so consistent its past couple of races. Drawn the right part of the straight. Geordie Childs rides it, can get the job done. And then in for fourth, Rich Lover. Good return winner first up for Pat Carey and Harris Walker at Cranbourne, racing wide without cover. It can win here. But I like Sisterhood ahead of Lord Domino in race 5. Race 6 is a 3-year-old handicap over the 2,000 metres. Heed the Omens for the Waller Lane combination is the favourite at $4.20 ahead of Aztec State, the toppy at $4.80, and then bigger odds the rest. We're going to take a look at a last start run of Gornsky in the oversized guineas at Caulfield behind Elphinstone. Very good run here. I'm pretty confident on this horse on Saturday, actually. I'm having 0.5 units to the win on it. I reckon it's got a good chance. Now, this horse 2 starts ago finished side by side with Saban in the Port Adelaide Guineas. Gornsky gets 2 kilos off Saban off that performance. And then Saban, 3 starts ago, finished 3/4 of a length away off Heed the Omens. So the form all ties in. And I think Gornsky will be coming out on top out of those 3. And it's $14. It's way over the odds in my opinion. Really happy to have it on top. Ahead of Heed the Omens, who will be running well from gate 5. Maps well for Damien Lane. It can win. Saban in there for third. A last start winner. And obviously, as I've said, the form all ties in. And Cotton Tree in there for fourth. This horse was a good winner during the Warrnambool Carnival last start and can put its best foot forward up in class. But I really like Gornsky in race number 6. It's time to look at the results of Last Man Standing after the last week was last week. Sammy's got come out on top again, finishing on about $986. Not closely followed by me. I was down more than 1,000 in second place. When He's Beset won last week, I got a bit excited because all I needed was Knucklebones to win and I would win the whole thing. Unfortunately, Knucklebones, I don't think handled the wet conditions all that well and couldn't get the job done. In third, Geordie, not close, not too far away behind me, I should say. And then Sky High Horse Racing in there for fourth, just finishing under $2,000 in the negative. And then Simon was a DNF because he didn't get me the tips for the last month or so. So that's how Last Man Standing went for this season, but we'll start it back up again for the spring. Race 7 is the listed straight 6 over the 1,200 metres. The Party is the favourite at $4.80. The progressive young 3-year-old has been really well backed. Joyful Fortune off about a year and a half is at $8, followed by Who Dares at $8, Waltz On By is at $9. We're going to take a look at the last start run of Who Dares. This was its win in the Vobis Gold Sprint off a little bit of a let-up where it ran really, really well. Prancing Spirit probably should have won the race, but Who Dares will claim the victory. It was a very good win, and I've got 0.5 units to the win on this horse on Saturday. I reckon it brings the best form heading into this race. This run was a very good rating for Who Dares, so it's drawn gate 19, the right part of the straight. We'll get cover, probably in the best part of the ground. in the straight, drawn that gate for Paddy Maloney, and I've got it on top ahead of Waltz On By, who have also got 0.5 units to win on. Just can't get that that win 2 starts ago out of my head when it just beat Lady Jones at Caulfield. That form has stacked up. It's gone to Adelaide since, failed in the Sangster, come back in class. Gate 4 will need some luck because Gate 4 is not the best gate down the straight. But Will Price is on with the 54 kilos, so I've got it in for second. In for third, Nicolini Vito, not dropping off this horse yet. It'll be flying from the back. 1200 might be a bit too short, but it'll be flying. And Pintoff in there for fourth will be fitter for that first up run in the Hariba and be running well. But I'm in the corner of Who Dares and Waltz On By in the straight 6. Race 8 is the listed Andrew Ramsden over the 2,800 metres. The favourite is the map at $2.90 ahead of Mostly Cloudy, Lionel, Strawberry Rock, Acceleration, Let's Be Frank, Baby. They're all there. We're going to take a look at a last start win of the map. This was over in Adelaide, beating horses such as Crimson Vine and First Immortal. Now, those two horses aren't as good as the horses lining up in this race, but the way that the map won this was really, really good. Jamie Carr gets off, but you're losing nothing with Damien Lane going on. Drawn Gate 1 will get a cosy run, can be put to sleep, and, conserve its energy throughout the race well. I actually had Little Mix on top off the ratings, but it was only just ahead of the map, and I thought the map was better at 2,800 metres than Little Mix, which is why I've got the map ahead of Little Mix. Little Mix was good in the Mornington Cup, 2 back, and then went to the Warrnambool Cup and was decent on a testing track, but I think it can improve here and it can definitely win. In for third, I've got Dashing Duchess at 90-1 for Simon Wilde. This horse raced well without cover last start at Warrnambool, and it was a brave effort. It'll be a big step up for it, but Geordie Childs rides and has the same colours as Charlie Rose. So I think $91 is way over the odds. It's a progressive horse, and we don't know its ceiling yet. And then in for fourth, I got Strawberry Rock. Will run well from Gate 6 and Johnny Allen on. But I like the map on top for the Andrew Ramsden win, and you're in the Melbourne Cup. Race number 9 is a benchmark 100 over the 1,600 metres. Green Fly is the favourite at $5 ahead of Dashing at $6.50. Then El Soliado, who's at $7. Then you got $8 for Bankmore, $9 for Galaron. This was the last start winner of Green Fly during the Warrnambool Carnival, where it just got there on the line to beat So Risque. Got its favourable wet conditions, and a lot of people will be laying Green Fly, I reckon, on Saturday based off the fact that it got its own way last start. But it's been running well on good tracks this preparation. 2 starts ago, ran third behind Shulton Lane on a good track. Fourth up, 53 kilos lightweight. Gate 1 midfield will need luck, but we'll get a nice cozy run from the gate. Up to 1,600 metres. I reckon this horse is the one to beat again, and I'm happy to have it on top. Ahead of Mr. Maestro, who I reckon will run well. Gate 13 will be on the outside of horses, probably in the right part of the track come that stage of the day. Blinkers back on. It's way over the odds at $18. In for third, I've got Bankmore. Was never on the track last week at Caulfield. The week back up will suit, and this horse can win. And then in for fourth, I think the outsider of the field, Vegas Knight at $126. Wasn't disgraced in its first up run and gets in with a lightweight at 53 kilos. Unfortunately, it's drawn the car park, but can sneak into a minor placing at a big price. But I like Green Fly in race number 9. Race 10 to finish the day is a 3-year-old handicap over the 1,100 metres. The favourite is She's All Shenanigans at the $5, ahead of Icarus at $6. Then Pondalawi, the last start winner down the straight at $6.50. Prince Zero, $9.50. Unconquerable, also $9.50. This was the last trial at Maui of Prince Zero, where it went to the front, won this trial by 5.5 lengths, but it was ridden along and everything else was just jogging, so 5.5 lengths is a bit stretched. But this horse has some decent form going back to last preparation, was up against the likes of Arkansas Kid on Caulfield Guineas Day. Wasn't really competitive in that race, but only finished 4 lengths off Arkansas Kid, and Arkansas Kid would be an odds-on favourite for this race. But the major factor that I've got Prince Zero on top is the fact that it's gelded heading into this preparation. And judging off that last start jump out, although I said that probably didn't deserve to win by 5.5 lengths, it was pretty encouraging seeing it kick away. And I think Fresh can run really well. Drawn Gate 14, best part of the straight as well. And Daniel Stackhouse and me have had some really good success recently, so I'm happy to have Prince Zero on top ahead of Pondalawi, who was the last start winner down the Flemington Straight. Can't be dismissed, can do it again. She's All Shenanigans in there for third. The classiest horse in the field, draws really well down the straight, gate 13. Ryan Houston claims 3, bringing it down to 56. It's got favours, and then in for fourth, I've got Lynx. Was decent behind Pondalawi last start and can run well, but I'm in the corner of Prince Zero to win the last at Flemington on Saturday. It's now time for the quaddie. No luck again last week, only getting 2 out of the 4 legs. For the newer viewers, that's about 30 quaddies in a row now that I haven't won. But we move on to this week. It's pretty tough, so we'll get through, hopefully, and it can be our first winning quaddie. 5 Pintoff, 11 Nicolini Vito, 13 Waltz on By, 16 Who Dares, and 17 Validated in the straight 6. In the Andrew Ramsden, 2 Esti Feeney, 5 Strawberry Rock, 6 Mostly Cloudy, 12 The Map, 13 Little Mix, 15 Dashing Duchess. In race 9, 4 Bankmore, 12 Mr. Maestro, 15 Green Fly, 16 Vegas Night, and then in the last, 1 She's All Shenanigans, 2 Pantalone, 5 Prince Zero, 7 Pondalawi, and also 9 Lynx. That's what I'm doing for the quaddie this week. Well, everyone, thank you for watching the preview. Sorry I didn't have more unit plays this week, but I found this card pretty tough. It's always tough at Flemington. The racing's always so open, but hopefully some of my on-top selections can get the win, and it'll be a nice last week's winners package next week. So you have to stay tuned for that. But thank you all for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next week to do it all again.